Welcome to Uplift, inspiring stories to uplift the world. I am Gemma Serenity Gorokov, your host, and today, originally from Hungary, living in the UK, we have a former engineer turned holistic therapist, Edith B. Kiss, because as within, so without. Welcome, Edith. How are you today?
Hi, Gemma. Hi, everybody. I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me.
So, Edith, this last week I went through your entire group challenge on Facebook, and every day we met at the same time, and you led us through a specific meditation for a specific purpose. But I also got the immense honor and chance to get to know you more. On the last day, you were talking about manifestation and you told us some amazing stories. This is what I would like our audience to know. What did you manifest? How did your life unfold in terms of manifestation? Because these are uplifting part of your story.
Yes, actually, I always was very strategic since childhood and very had dreams, big dreams. I was a big dreamer. I always was inspired by other people around me, and it was like choosing me, showing me a path to choose. But when I realized that it wasn't, but I was quick to experience something to the fullest, and then I knew like I can't really embody that path or something. Then I was just shifting to the next experience. So I love living life through experiences because I believe that all the experience adding together, and eventually I gonna see like why I had to go through all of those things and how I can benefit them at my next manifestation. So it's just sometimes whatever we go through, we just realize years later, oh, it was such an important step. Now my life is easier because I accomplished that. And now my new opportunity was just easier to come to me. So yes, I was actually talking about the 3P method for manifestation and the gap filler success. So I call it a gap filler success because you go from A to B and there is a gap. That's why you are not there yet. And then to fill up the gap, that's how you reach your success. And then even before I was spiritual or I believed in manifestation, I already achieved a lot of success. And then due to this 3-step method, those days I didn't know about this method. It was more like intuitive how I was proceeding. But recently, like when a couple of years together, I was like, yes, this was the steps I actually followed, and that's how I reached my success. And so what success I actually reached? So basically, I was a very successful petroleum engineer, going all the career ladder till the top. Basically, at the end, I was a contractor making at least 15K a month. So that was and working from home or wherever I wanted to work. So that was like the top. And then also, I am a #1 best-selling author. I'm a humanitarian award winner, and basically, I live for my purpose. I love what I do. I love the people who I work with. I don't wake up for alarm clock. That's my biggest thing. I love it. I don't need to go out if it's raining or, cats and dogs are falling. So this kind of lifestyle I believe, is also my success, and living a healthy and happy life. So I also have 2 beautiful children, and I love being with them and see how they grow. So how I reach my careers, like career success, because I think more people are more related to that. Everybody wants like financial success or success in their careers or finding them. Basically, how I did it is that when I picked out some dreams, as I was always have some dreams, how I chose my dreams is basically about what ignites me. I was always like, what I am passionate about, what do I want to do more? And then I love traveling. I love traveling since childhood because I was living in a communist country where everything in the stores was only one kind. There was only one brand of everything. So when I traveled to another country, I've seen like, oh my God, there are like hundreds of brands of the same thing, like, and they are beautiful and they smell and then they, taste great. So it was like such a huge impact on me, like visiting other countries. And then I decided like, yeah, I need to see more of those countries. And then I even want to spend a longer time, not just a tourist, So that's when I was like, okay, I want to explore. I want to work in these countries, learning languages. So that's how I traveled first to the UK, because I had a dream like, okay, I also wanted to make more money, because in the communist country or in the social culture, we haven't had that opportunity to make a good salary. But I was like, okay, I can go to Germany or somewhere else to make money. So I was thinking like, okay, I want Germany to, as a steward. So they said, okay, I was speaking fluent German at that time, but they said, okay, you need an experience in a hotel, 5-star hotel, to clean as a cleaner. I was like, okay, I signed up for a 5-star hotel. I was doing the cleaning for 1.5 months. Then I went back and then I called them up. Okay, I'm ready. And they said, oh, we changed actually the requirements. You need to speak English. I didn't speak English at that time at all, just like really little. And I was like, okay, then I need to go. How I can learn the fastest way is to go to UK to be an au pair. So I actually sold my piano, my violin, and then I bought the ticket. I booked myself in with a coach, for this au pair work. And then I was traveling, and I stayed 9 months in UK. I learned English, and then I came home. But then I started my engineering studies first, and then after a year I was like, okay, now I need to get into this boat thing before I forgot my language. So basically I started to look for again some jobs, and then I realized that hoppa, now I can even go to the Caribbean as a waitress. I don't need to go to a German ship, on a river tour. So then I applied for the Caribbean one, and then I got onto an interview and the limit, but okay, we take you because you have a good smile. And then basically I worked on the Caribbean, and it was really big fun. And then just traveling around, crossing the Panama Canal, going to Venezuela and all of those islands. It was like amazing. And also staying for a couple of weeks in Miami. So that was one thing which I achieved, like following the steps, like positioning myself, doing the preparation, and then finally jump. So the 3P method is basically that: is preparation, is positioning, preparation, and push yourself to jump. And when I was also getting my first engineering position after my graduation, it was also about positioning myself, and then going to the event, meeting with people, seeing the people who's actually doing the interview. And also just turned out there that they actually seen the benefits of me traveling the world and then doing all kinds of work around the world and speaking more languages when they actually hired me. It was a huge impact in my hiring process. That's why they took me actually. Break of your studies, I finished my studies in 8 years instead of 5, because I felt like fire under my butt. I always wanted to go somewhere, and then I always took breaks to do some jobs. And then they were like worrying, like, oh, when you're gonna finish this school, why are you taking so many breaks? And then eventually it turned out that I got the best company to work because of these breaks. So don't be afraid to follow your intuitions, your passion, and actually not following other people. Sometimes we are so into like, okay, we need to do things like others doing, but no, go on your own free way, because that's how you elevate yourself to your next level, basically. And the other funny story about how I became a #1 bestselling author is, so there are several people who's promoting this, that I can help you to become a #1 bestselling author, because I'm already one. I know how to do it. You can be a co-author in my book, so on and so forth. So I was actually invited to a Facebook challenge for someone who was promoting herself, like helping you to become a #1 bestselling author. And she was like tuning us, like, oh, type it in the chat, in the comments, that #1 bestseller, like you got into that subconsciously programming. And then we were typing that, everybody was there very excited. And then eventually at the end of it was a 3 days challenge. At the end of the third day, she said the price, and it was quite high for me, like to get into this book. And then I also wasn't truly resonated with her and her way of like what the title would be of the book and everything. So I was like, okay, then most likely I'm not going to be a #1 bestselling author now. So, and then actually after like a couple of weeks later, I was invited to another Facebook group where it was a famous lady, an actress. Her name is Forbes Riley. I'm still very grateful for her to make me a #1 bestselling author. And the next day, or the 2 days later, as soon as I joined the group, she posted that if you would like to be in this book with us, this is about habits, success habits, and then you can actually post your 2 chapters, and then but you need to answer within 24 hours, because she actually did a promise to a person who they started this book, that she said to him that I want to prove herself, she wanted to prove herself. So then I was like, okay, no, I need to write 2 chapters at one night. So at 11 p.m. the kids went to sleep, so I sat down to write my chapters until 2 a.m. and the price was pretty good. So compared to the other book, it was like third of the price. I just had enough money, so I just paid for it, and then I was in the book. And then it was amazing journey with amazing people, like Kevin Zorbo, Paul Logan. So there were like big names in that same book. And then we went through an amazing marketing interviews, and then together we had some online parties during COVID. So it was lots of fun. And in a couple of months' time, I became a number one best-selling author in this book. And then the other thing was, here, what happened is that the preparation was actually before the positioning, because the preparation was back then when I was going to business management college here in UK, studying about business, and then I had to write a lot of essays, and every month I had to actually submit my essays, and that was my first time I was in English curriculum. So I really had to like focus and write, and that was like a year later when I had to write these 2 chapters in a night. And I really felt that helped me a lot. So the preparation was done, and then the positioning and the push and jump was like within a couple of days. So it felt like an instant manifestation. So when you realize in your life that something feels like instant manifestation, might you're going to see that actually you did the preparation before long, like years or months, or how long it took you to actually get there.
That's true. What I realized is that when we are manifesting and it's happening, we are actually quantum jumping realities. And when we do that, it feels like instant manifestation, overnight success. Suddenly you got a yes or something like that. But what happens is that indeed, as you have prepared and accepted a new realities than the one you are living right now, and you have imagined so much, there is one shift moment when you actually quantum jump and change your life. Like what? Because of one yes, because of suddenly you're pregnant, because of suddenly you got a raise, because suddenly you got the lottery, because suddenly you got that yes that changes it all and makes it a reality in 3D, with earth and time and money, with what we are living here now. But everything existed already before in other dimensions, where there is limitless possibilities. Everything under anything, any circumstance can exist and do exist simultaneously. The question is, which one are you going to choose to experience? And how do you call that in? By imagining and living in your mind, allowing yourself to have that experience in your life right here, right now. And then the right here, right now comes at the pace you actually allow yourself to receive it. There is also all that worthiness. Are you worthy of your dream? And is your dream worthy of you? That's also the other question around. Fabulous.
Yeah, what I would love to add to that is that actually on a physical level. And then what is happening is that although when you came to this lifetime, you signed a contract and you already have certain limitations, but those limitations you're going to feel as you encounter, as you go on your journey. You're going to feel that through your intuitions. For example, I believe you, Gemma, you never wanted to be an American president, right? So it's not in your cards, right? But whatever you intuitively wish for or dream for, they could be in your cards. They are one of the possible parallel reality you can quantum jump to. So basically, so that's why it's like not everything is for you, but the ones which you imagine and intuitively channel, that could be a possible outcome for you to jump in there in that parallel reality. But for that, you need to embody it and imagine it, and subconsciously already living it as it is already happening, basically, and take also actions, intuitive actions, because your intuition is already knows, your subconscious already knows, like, how I can get there, and is giving you all the hints and how I can get there, and is giving you all the hints can get there. Self-sabotaging ourselves, and we don't receive the intuition properly, or we don't move through the intuition because we are scared, we feel like we are not good enough, we are overthinking. So the ego comes in and stop you to move with the intuition, with the intuitive guidance. That's what you need to kind of like train yourself, that I don't listen to my ego, the fear, the disempowering thoughts, but I'm listening to my intuitive thoughts, because it's always encouraging, it's always pushing towards your limits and stuff like that. So when I was in the bus traveling to be an au pair in UK, and then I was in the middle of Germany, 19 years old, going first time alone somewhere, it was like midnight. I was sitting in the bus and thinking, where am I going? I don't even speak this language, like I'm going to strangers. And it was like, but I was already on the bus. So it felt like, when I was thinking back, it felt like that my ego actually was pushed back so much that I was following my intuition. And when I was actually sitting on the bus, that's when my ego woke up and said, where are we going? How? Where are we? We are already on the road. So basically, don't allow your ego to wake up and come and self-sabotage you. Just follow your intuition, your angels, your spirit guides, or whoever is calling you, and then just go for it.
That's a fabulous story, and it's true. I mean, it happens to all of us. But thank you for telling that story, because we all resonate so much with it. So, Edith, you have quite a few programs. You have a YouTube channel. Can you tell us a little bit how to reach out to you and how to benefit from your guidance, from your holistic therapist's expertise?
Yeah, so I have my YouTube channel. I post there nearly every day, and I also have a playlist there, a meditation playlist. If you feel like resonating with me, the YouTube channel called Magical Karma Priestess. So if you feel like you resonate with me, then I have group coaching programs, like a 12-month program where I meet with my clients like twice a week for coaching and healing. And they also have access to my meditation library, where they can do like karma healing, ancestral trauma, or ancestral karma healing, and also grounding meditations, karmic depth release, meditation. So it's very cool. Tools are in the meditation library. There is also an online course which is included in this group program, and also workshops, recordings from last year. So if someone signs up for that, they also get all of these recordings, and then they can come on the coaching call and ask me questions, and then do some healings with me there as well. And also there is 2 private sessions included in that package. I also have just one-on-one help, because I realized that when I was working with clients, I used to have 8 weeks programs, and then I already seen that even from depression or panic attacks or severe discomfort, even in like 30 days, they could get over it and get back to their life, So I created like an incubator, a 30 days incubator, where actually I meet with the client one-on-one twice a week, and they also get the access to the meditation library and an online course, and basically bring them back to life through trauma release sessions, we're doing it, which called source memory healing, and we do it in delta brainwaves. It's similar to keep the same, it's an tool, and we also sometimes step into past life traumas to release. It depends on the situation, and of course I do coaching as well. So this is like a 1-month incubator, which is also possible for clients. And then I have also a private coaching for 12 months, because someone just want me to hold their hands, for a whole year while they are going through this healing journey, basically. And then I meet them twice a month on a private coaching, and they also have access to my group coaching, who's choosing this 12 months work with me.
That sounds like an amazing program. Thank you so much. And what I will tell as well is that Edith has many, many amazing reviews, amazing testimonials. People are loving her. They are getting their life back. It's absolutely, she's a must. She's a magical karma priestess. I give her that title with all my blessing because I really experienced personally how it actually impacts at the deepest core of our being just by following her meditation. And I love that Hungarian accent because it sounds like my mother. That is just the last part that I truly, truly, truly love. It's beautiful. It sounds so melodious. And I have a last question, and then we're going to wrap up. You said that you sold your piano and your violin. You play both?
Yeah, I started to play violin first when I was like 9 years old, or 8, 9. And then after like a couple of years, I also wanted to play piano. So I started to learn that one as well. It's a funny story why I learned violin. So I am a person who like very connected with people. I love people. I when I am with someone who I really like, I'm attached to them. Especially I used to, like, also when I was a child. And I had like a best friend, when I was little. And then we were together in the music school, and then the teacher were asking like, okay, what instruments you want to play? And then I wanted to play piano, but she said violin. And I was like, oh, I want to go with her. I don't want to be separate from her. So if she's going on violin, then I go on violin. So then I went with her. But what happened is during the summer, her whole family relocated to a different city. So I ended violin wasn't there anymore because she completely moved. So the end of the story is that, please, everyone out there, don't get attached to other people's wishes, because you can maybe get stuck with something what you don't like. And then I was, even I got stuck with violin. I was doing it for 4 years, but then at the 4 years, I decided, okay, it's not, I don't want to do it longer. I was also in learning German in a very fast paced, and then I had to decide on my timings as well. So I wanted to learn also piano. So basically, I just gave up on the violin, but it was a great experience. So I don't regret, basically, that actually I know how to use a violin when someone put it in my hand. So it's just funny how I got into it, because I was imagining, like, if I choose piano back then, might I play now very well the piano, not just like a basic that I got to, So yeah, and it actually happened to me later, like 2 more times in my life, when I was a teenager, and then in my early 20s, when again I decided something in my life because of someone else. I chose the person, me, something was striving, and I don't know. I have no clue how my life would turn out if I don't do that. If I pick my career, or if I pick my calling instead of sticking with them, I don't know. I can't see that, but probably a different way. I don't know.
And today, if you would have an advice to give to your younger self, it would be just trust your intuition, because it's not because you don't know how your life would look like that your intuition is telling you wrong. Every time you imagine something and you feel called to be or do or have something, go for it, because that is your heart talking, your soul talking to you, and that's the right path. And the right people will show up anyway, and you will attract the right people to you anyway, right?
Yeah, just get excited and take action. Yeah, be a yes man. I always say be a yes man, because that's what brought me into so many experiences and so many
Fabulous.
benefits in life. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so, so much for having joined us today. It's a pleasure and honor to have you. And people just connect with Edith. She's truly amazing.
Thank you, Gemma. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.